Oh, hey, welcome to Tucker Thoughts. Of course, you're watching. I don't know why I almost said if you're watching, because if you're seeing this, you're watching, and if you're not, then you would never hear that in case you're not watching. So just scratch those first 12 seconds. Welcome to Tucker Thoughts with me, Tucker, and these, my thoughts on stuff. The name's kind of misleading because there are also just a very small amount of facts in here. There should be Tucker's Thoughts and oh, my air just got out. And the world's facts. So yeah, welcome to Tucker Thoughts, and in this episode only, the world's facts. We're gonna try to do an episode about. Well, there's a hint in this picture. I'm gonna let you guess, even though I know you can see the name of the video down there, I believe. But just if you hadn't known, the hint would be this blue wall and this blue shirt. And I would point to the sky, but it's not very blue right now. It's quite gray. It's not pretty. I don't live on a lake, so I can't point to the blue. Although next to me, Oreos, blue, the color of water in TV, and sometimes we get the right reflection. Although, why is it that in drawings water? Okay, you know what? We're just gonna go to the introduction. Tucker Thoughts, it's my show, but we're not gonna call it a show, but it's still my show. And this is me, Tucker Daily. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Slightly higher quality, but still low quality theme song. Yeah. So, yep, this episode of Tucker Thoughts is about the scary, scary ocean. Thus titled because I am very scared of some of the critters in the ocean, although some people are not, and I think those people are fools. So some of my fears are bees, because they will sting you. So some people are just like, don't anger the bees. The bees will not sting you. That is false. One time, I distinctly remember I was sitting at my cousin's house on the lake. I was just sitting there eating some apple pie. You know how you do, just kind of eating apple pie. And all of a sudden, zzz, and I got stung in the neck. Not in in the neck, but like on the neck. You know what I'm saying? Right on the collarbone in that area. I still have a mark to show it there. Some people have claimed to me that's a birthmark. I tell them it was a bee sting. Now, to this day, I am very afraid of bees, and I do not like pie anymore. So bees, you just ruined an entire type of dessert for me. I hope you're happy. You're evil. Another fear, suffocation / drowning. I have asthma, so that's the suffocation one. Drowning, I've almost drowned like 2 times, maybe more that I don't remember. One time, I got trapped between a paddleboard and like a lily pad raft, and a wave lifted the lily pad, and I got sandwiched between the two. So now I'm stuck between the paddleboard and the raft just for like probably in like 10 seconds. So that's enough to be scary. Then my cousins pulled me out, so still alive, still good, you know. I play it pretty risky. Sometimes I'll drive my car at 2, maybe even 3 miles above the speed limit. I'm a regular daredevil, you know. I don't even look at the expiration date on my milk. But if it tastes chunky and lemony, no, I will not do that. So, anyways, now, scary, scary ocean. So, the reason I'm afraid of the ocean is sharks. So, I've been in the Caribbean Sea before snorkeling. One time we took a family vacation in Puerto Rico. It was fun. Anyways, but like, so I was just snorkeling, and it's beautiful water. I mean, it's blue. Okay, I just gotta ask, why is it that when we see water and it's like being reflected upon by the sky, that it's blue, even when it's not even that blue of a sky? So it's not just so our sky appears to be blue to us. It's not just like it's showing back on it, but I just feel like even on a gray day, the water still looks kind of blue. But once you put in a water in a cup, that's just some transparent water. But at the same time, you'll never see a kid draw water that's not blue, unless that kid's not very smart. In which case, you'll see some green water. Maybe it's brown if it's Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, where the big kid falls in, and then just a whole bunch of stuff happens, and Charlie wins the contest, even though he doesn't win, and it's a whole thing. In the ocean, there are many scary critters, to my opinion, especially sharks. So there's a statistic that I've heard that more people a year are killed by vending machines than sharks. I put this to you. More people are idiots around vending machines than sharks. So, if I'm also, you're exposed to them more. So I've experienced a vending machine like 100 times at least, because there's one in our school, and I walk by it most days, looking if there's anything I want to get. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. I mean, I'll take a Diet Pepsi every now and again. I would do a Diet Coke, but it doesn't do that. If I'm in the right mood, I'll get me a Brisk lemonade. But Brisk, okay, it's not like a big kick of a lemonade, but it's a little bit scratchy going down the throat. You know what I'm saying? It's not the cool Minute Maid lemonade where it just soothes your throat, makes you just kind of go, ah. It's like semi-carbonated. That stuff. If you have a dry throat, it does not feel good. And okay, but the reason that I think vending machines kill people is when they're getting stuff and it doesn't come out. So let's just say I live in Kentucky. So I'm gonna go get me some Cheez-Its, and I'm gonna buy a Snickerdoodle and some possum jerky. Cheez-Its come out fine. Snickerdoodle comes out fine. But that possum jerky, sticks in the vending machine, and I see it. It's on the edge. I know I can get it. And I tell Jimmy, look at me. I'm going to get my possum jerky. You watch the way. I don't want them thinking I'm trying to rob. But I paid for this possum jerky by myself. I do not want to waste 96 cents on this possum jerky. So then, me, Kentucker, because Tucker from Kentucky, walks up to the vending machine all cocky-like, and I'm like, Mr. Vending Machine, you are going to relinquish this possum jerky unto me, lest I unleash my full wrath upon you. So then I start jiggling that vending machine like it's something jiggly, like Jello. I'm just smacking it upside the head like it's a mean old coyote. And then the jerky does not fall. So I am forced to unleash my full wrath upon this here vending machine. And I say, school, I am sorry. I do not want to wreck your property, but I paid for this possum jerky, and there is no one around to help me. So now I'm just rocking it back and forth, trying to get that, and then, woof, the vending machine falls on me, Kentucker, and crushes me to death. People are too cocky around vending machines. They see it, and they're like, you're an inanimate object. You cannot kill me. I am stronger than you. I am smarter than you. I am faster than you. I am better than you. When people see a shark, they flip out. Unless, so my sister has this weird obsession with sharks. So she actually will not watch any movies that have sharks in them being portrayed in a harsh light. Like a while ago, there was this movie called The Shallows, and she just won't watch it because she's like, sharks aren't really like that. If you're nice to them, they'll be nice to you. It's like, no, they are carnivores. They will eat you. She disagrees with me on this, and for that reason, I think she's the stupidest person in the world, although I still love her a lot, and she's usually quite smart, except when it comes in regard to safety. But at the same time, deathly afraid of almost any other animal. She will not go into the downstairs of our house if there happens to have been a mouse within that same day. She will stay on top of the stairs, and if she needs something, hey, can you get me this? It's like, no, I will not. Just come downstairs and get your dang slippers yourself. You're afraid of a mouse? Face your fears. What's it going to do? It's not Britain. It's not like the 1700s. You're not going to get the bubonic plague, or 1600s, whenever that was a thing. I don't know. I don't know the British. Most of what I know about them is when we fought them. We throw some tea in a harbor, next thing you know, we're independent. War of 1812, Andrew Jackson shoots a bunch of guys in New Orleans. Hey, treaty. Even though the treaty... Okay, so that was a stupid battle. So the British ship with the treaty, I believe, was en route. Maybe it was an American ship. Anyways, so while the treaty was actually signed, they just fought a battle because just mail was too slow. So be thankful for the internet and email. I know some people won't even check their emails ever. It's just kind of like, what if there's something important? What if there's an email that was time sensitive saying, if you answer this email, and right now, you will get $500. So first of all, that email would be a scam. But if it wasn't, you would just have missed out on $500. And that, sir, I think, is stupid. So sharks are scary. They will mess you up. And then I see people doing stuff. Not see people doing stuff, but you hear about them going down in the cages, the diving cages or whatever, with oxygen, and they're on like a rope. And then they try to get sharks to come at you. Why? What? Okay, so best case scenario, you see a shark. You know where else you can see a shark? On this computer. Open up a new tab and look up shark. You'll see one, And if you don't, well, then you're not spelling shark right. S-H-A-R-K. Shark. Oh, as to my earlier video, it's not a C. Get that crap out of here. Shark. S-H-A-R-C. No, you would be wrong. No. I hate sharks. And, like, it's not just me that hates them, although some people aren't as afraid of them as me. So, card sharks. They're people who are really good at cards, and usually there's a negative connotation. If I walk into a bar, it's like, hey there, see, Slim? That there is Johnny Mandel. He is the biggest card shark here in Vegas. Wins every poker game he plays, see? For some reason, the Hindenburg announcer is teaching me about the Vegas casino that I've walked into, but it's still the truth. No one likes a card shark, just like no one likes a real shark. God, I hate them. I just hate the idea of them. They're drawn to blood. That is so creepy. You know what else is drawn to blood? Me neither, because I try not to bleed on crap, so evil monsters and things like sharks come. Another reason I don't trust sharks. Okay, so whether or not you believe in like the 7-day creation, or like each day is 1,000 years or whatever, or you're an atheist or whatever, you just believe in then there was stuff, Big Bang, whatever, I don't care. So there were dinosaurs. Whether you think that happened during a day that was 1,000 years, which was hundreds, thousands of days, or whether you believe there were just thousands of years before humans came, there were dinosaurs. You know what else there were? Sharks. So, if a meteor, okay, there are possible extinction events. There's like the volcano one, there's the meteor one, there's the ice age one. So no matter what, if a meteor hit the earth, it would have killed a lot of the stuff on land and some of the stuff in sea. But if you were low enough in the sea, you would have survived that meteor, and that scares me. So something that can survive a freaking meteor is swimming around in the water that you are. And if you bleed, it will find you and it will freaking eat you. Have you seen Soul Surfer? Okay, inspiring story. Props to that lady. She can surf now. It's actually like a really cool story. I recommend it. Entertaining. But at the same time, think about how well she could surf if she still had both arms. We wouldn't be inspired, but it would have just been a good story about a good surfer. Maybe you see her. Are they in the Olympics? I don't know. Maybe you see her on whatever the surfing competition is. Surfer of the Year monthly. SOTYM. Yep, it's year and monthly. I didn't say it's one of our months. Months are based off the moon. So if you're in a different planet with different moons, I feel like, well, let's think about this. So years are based off your orbit around the sun, which makes sense. So they're way longer the farther away you go from the sun. So Mercury would probably have the shortest years, while it's not a planet anymore, but Pluto would have the longest years if you were to go onto that, what is now referred to as a dwarf planet. So a month, you could either call it 1/12 of a year, in which case if you had, so if your years were more than 365 days, let's say if you had 10 groups of 365 days, 3,650 days in your year, then you would have, so let's see, it was 300-day years. So your month. So your month would be about a year here. I don't remember how I got to this. I'm very confused right now. Let's just go back to sharks. Anyways, sharks, not nice. I don't like them. And just the teeth. Sharp teeth are a good thing. Like wolves, they use them to take down the elderly. Oh, wolves are euthanizing deer and stuff. That's sad. That's a sad way to put that. I don't like it. Memory wipe. Men in Black pen. But sharp teeth are fine. I mean, they're very helpful for digesting tough food like steak. And they help you. But sharks just are weird. They swim at you, and you only see, okay, so the way that a shark seems to be is that, like, it gets really wide nearest the head. So when a shark was swimming straight at you, you would see the eyes, which are dead, because sharks just have dead shark eyes. You'd see the little fins off to the side that make it look like a submarine type thing. Then you see that big ominous tail in the background, just going side to side, left to right, left to right. Interesting thing, on interesting fact that somebody told me last week. Apparently, like, all mammals, aquatic mammals, like think dolphins, think whales, when their tails are designed so that they go up and down in order to go. And all, I can't think of the word, but just things that have breathe in the water, like fish, have it go side to side, left to right, or right to left if you're that kind of person. I don't know. I just thought that was pretty cool at the time. Anyways, sharks are scary. There's a lot of other weird stuff in the ocean. The lower you go, the weirder the critters get. I think it's called an anglerfish. They have this weird little like phospholumescent light kind of thing that they dangle, and other fish are drawn to it, and then they eat them. And then there are stingrays, which I don't know enough about, but I'm scared of. It's just a big old flap of thing with a stinger at the end. I don't like that. And then they like sit on the bottom, and not necessarily the bottom of the ocean, but just on the ground that's in the water. So it could be 10 feet down on the bank of it. And they'd just be scary. I don't like that. They're fast and they're weird. Then there's manta ray, which I believe are like them, but less evil. I feel like dolphins are protectors of the sea. Without the dolphins, we'd all be in some big trouble. Because you'd get all the sharks, and they'd be the only... Well, no, you'd have the whales. So the issue with whales is they're massive, so I feel like people don't want to mess with them. But at the same time, if you attacked them behind, like on the bottom of them, but way in front of the tail so they couldn't reach you, I feel like that whale wouldn't be able to do anything if you were underwater. Whaling would be sad. Seeing big animals die just makes me sad. Like, spiders and crap, they're asking for it just by being alive, but whales and elephants, hippos are mean. Hippos are cool, though. Like, but they kill people in the Nile. I don't like that. And children. But when they're angry, their sweat turns red, and that's just awesome. I'm very conflicted on the hippopotami. It's an interesting population. Hyenas. Nope. I don't like them because, A, they just do that weird laughing thing. Why do you want an animal that's always laughing at you? If I just want somebody to laugh at me, then I will pay somebody to laugh at me. It's like, here's $5, laugh at me every time I do something. That'd be really weird to do to somebody. Okay, Pat, imagine a rich person walks up to you on the street. Say it's like, I don't even know. I don't feel like giving an example. Let's just say somebody just gives you $500 and says, walk around with me for an hour and laugh whenever I do something. That'd be so creepy. Like, I would do it because I like $500, but I would be so uncomfortable doing it. You would just be walking with them. Then they would like, I feel like it's a creepy person too. It's not just somebody who had to lose a bet, because you know it's somebody who just does weird stuff. And I feel like they would like swat a child's ice cream out of their hand. Then you'd have to laugh like, ha ha ha, he he he. You would just feel so mean. Because, I mean, okay, so they're mean, but it's the kids who are looking at you. I feel like you're the diversion while he's swatting children's ice cream. And honestly, when you're a kid, ice cream's a huge treat. I mean, it still kind of is now, but like, when you get vanilla ice cream or chocolate or orange sherbet. So, I know it's not an ice cream, but it's what I grew up with. It was delicious. Mint chocolate chip, Superman, Blue Moon, Rocky Road, whatever. It's delicious. And so I used to like eating out of a dish because I felt like it was easier, but nothing beats the licking of ice cream in a cone. It's just an experience. I'm not even necessarily hungry for ice cream. I just like the way that it is presented to eat a food. There's a lot of foods that make their money that way. Like drumsticks from turkey and chicken, that's the appeal. The actual meat, I feel like, might actually be worse, but they're really fun to eat. I mean, it's a good marketing. It's nature's marketing, if you think about it. Apples. I mean, you just hold it by the middle part, where the stem grows from, and the blossom is at the bottom, and then you eat the rest of it. Although, recently, I started to eat, every now and again, I started to eat apples all the way through, from the bottom to the top. So it tastes the same until you get about halfway up, and then you start getting some of the meat from like the center of the apple, the core. Not as tasty. It's what's the word? I feel like it's got a little bit less juice. It's kind of stiffer. It doesn't yield its meat. Yes. Okay, so the part of food that you eat on an apple, and I think many fruits, I know specifically on an apple, is called the meat. Whether or not, oh, so vegetarians. I don't eat meat. Yes, you do. If you eat fruit. I don't know enough about vegetables. Vegetables are not delicious. Okay, so my only reason that I think tomato should be a vegetable is the soup. Okay, so how many vegetable soups are there? Not vegetable, tomato, or fruit. Oh my gosh, I am spiraling. So how many fruit soups are there? If you had an apple soup or a pineapple soup, that would be nasty. But like, I mean, you get cheese and broccoli soup, tomato soup. Okay, that's why I just refuse to call it a fruit. Maybe it technically is, but yeah. The tomato is like the Pluto of the agricultural society, the agrarians. It didn't want to be changed. It was perfectly happy being a vegetable. You would cut it up, put it in a pizza, not in a pizza, on a pizza, after you diced it thoroughly and turn it into a sauce. Cover it with cheese, maybe some pepperoni, maybe not. I don't know, if you're feeling adventurous, a little bit of ham, maybe some bacon, and then you heat it up, and you got yourself a pizza. But that's also the reason I can't stand pineapple pizza, Hawaiian. It's like, ugh, why would you put fruit on a pizza? It's just wrong. It's like putting apple. No, that's a bad example. I was gonna say apples on your bread, but I feel like people are weird and do that. The only time I would put apples on bread. Oh, but people do Hawaiian burgers too. Stop ruining food with pineapple. I'm not a pineapple person, but I feel like pineapple has a place. Its place, luau's. If you're not Hawaiian, keep it to yourself. I want to see it. If you got it on a shish kebab, that's okay. That's the time you can mix it with meat. Then you got yourself a little party. You get the little cocktail weenies. I'd get a grape then. A lot of times they'll have those little cubes and wedges of cheese. Put that on there. And then if they had diced bread, I'd get some of that. And then if there was a fire, then you would just roast it over it, just get some heat back. Same thing when I make toast in the morning. So my system is, so if your butter is soft or not, then you heat it or you don't, whatever. But then you put the 2 pieces of toast down in the toaster, you push down, and you wait. A lot of times I'll read a book or I'll be watching a Netflix episode or something. Just doing my morning. I like to have more time in the morning. It just helps me get loose and in a good mood before school. When I have to wake up just right before school, I'm in a pissy mood. Nobody wants that. Same thing with being a jerk to someone. Okay, I'll save that for a different episode. Being mean is just its own whole thing. Just out. Be gone. So, what was I saying? So toast. So you put it down, and then I wait for it to come out. So then I'll butter a piece, and then I'll put it back in the toaster, but I will not press down. Then I'll butter the other one, and then I'll press down again. So it's because it takes a while to actually butter the toast, and you lose a lot of the heat. And I feel like half of the appeal of toast is it just being hot bread. Although the toaster does change the texture of the bread, it turns it into it's like crackers. What's the word? Crisp and kind of rigid and crumbly. It's delicious, but it's better when it's hot. So I by accidentally today I was making some toast because I got home and I was hungry. I had some Chips Ahoy and stuff, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep eating. I might as well get something filling in me. I got some toast. We only had multigrain bread. I was kind of bummed about that. I'm a white bread, but I couldn't really taste the difference. But anyway, so I did that system where I put it back down, and then you're supposed to eject it right after, so you just get hot, like 5-10 seconds. I left it down the full thing. This was some very well done bread, but the butter actually prevented it from just getting burnt the whole way through. So I was pretty satisfied with that, because then I had some partially burnt toast, but it's just really warm. I found it quite savory. It was delicious. Anyways, it's hot bread. It's butter. It's good. Whoever came up with toast. Or just, how do you come up with a food? Especially with butter. Who tried milk the first time from an animal? That'd be so weird. Just squeezing the teat on a cow, and then just drinking what came out, or a goat, or whatever it started with. You would have to be a braver man than I to do that. It's just a bold move to try that. Any fluid or anything, especially honey. It's like, you break a beehive, inside there's a bunch of honeycombs, then you would take the stuff that's in those and try it. It's like, that is so weird. Those bees make that out of flowers. Why? And how do they discover which berries are poisonous? You would have actually had to have people try berries, and then have people know which berries killed those people, or at least made them sick. It just takes such a high level of knowledge. That's why, unless I either get it from our garden outside, I will not try, or from a store, I will not try a fruit, because there's plenty of red berries that look luscious, but I believe that most of them to be mildly poisonous, at least to make me throw up. It's high risk. I'm not sure the reward constitutes it. Anyways, The ocean's a scary place. Stay out of it unless you're on a big old boat or you have a harpoon for killing sharks. There's some friendly creatures. Like if you could get a saddle for a dolphin, just ride the dolphin around. That'd be pretty fun. But again, if that dolphin, let's call him Bottles, because bottlenose dolphin, his name is Bottles. If Bottles got mauled by a shark, even if he killed the shark, that'd be so depressing. Eee! Or whatever the sound dolphin makes. It's more of a chattering. You'd just be sad if Bottles, and then you're stranded in the middle of the ocean, unless your cruise liner's behind you. I don't know. Stay out of the oceans, kid. Also, okay, who named the ocean? Because I feel like the ocean is something. Ocean. It's like, that's what you would yell if a giant was raising its leg at you. Oh my goodness, there it is. What's coming at us? Ocean! It's like, no. Because it's a big old shin. It's like, ocean. There's a lot of poorly worded things. Okay, I was thinking about this one for a while. So, penmanship. There are 3 separate nouns combined into one thing, which is also a noun. So, the way I see it, you can either have there's 4 different things. There's literal penmanship, which is the quality of your writing and that stuff. And then there's penmanship, which would be a pen in the shape of a manship. And then there would be penmanship, which would be a man in the shape of a penship. And there would be penman the ship, which would be a penman which was turned into a ship. I just find all of these horrifying. It would be terrible if anyone showed you one of those, let alone all of them. Penmanship. What a horrifying word. And nouns. Also, I have bad penmanship, which is not good. I get mocked when I write. It's like, oh, you're mean. It's like, well, you insult my penmanship, I insult your height. How much fun is it being tall up there? Are you good at basketball? I don't know. Are you good at mini golf? Why I gotta bring my height into it? I like being tall and I don't mind. It's like I just get remarked upon it all the time. It's like, wow, you're tall. Gee, I didn't notice. It's like saying you're not blind, or you are blind. It's like, why do you feel the need to remark upon it? Why are you insulting that blind man? It's so rude of you. Anyways, this has been Tucker Thoughts. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you weren't too offended. A little bit of offense would probably be a healthy indication that you're still an alive and functioning human. Anyways, hope this was enjoyable to you. Like, comment, and subscribe. Everyone always says or. It's like, you know what? I want all 3. If I'm asking, I don't know. Anyways, yep. This has been Tucker Thoughts. Goodbye. Have a nice time while I don't know. Bye.